Happy Read Across America Week, everyone. Today we are going to read Bartholomew in the Oobleck. This story is a little bit of a longer story compared to some of the other Dr. Seuss books. So this video will be broken into two parts. This is part one of Dr. Seuss's Bartholomew and the Oobleck. I hope you enjoy. They still talk about it in the kingdom of Did, as the year the king got angry with the sky. And they still talk about the page boy, Bartholomew Cubbins. If it hadn't been for Bartholomew Cubbins, that king and that sky would have wrecked that little kingdom. Bartholomew had seen the king get angry many times before. But that year, when His Majesty started growling at the sky, Bartholomew Cubbins just didn't know what to make of it. Yet all that year, the old king did it. All year long, he stared up into the air above his kingdom, muttering and sputtering through his royal whiskers. "Humph! The things that come down from my sky!" All spring, when the rain came down, he growled at that. All summer, when the sunshine came down, he growled at that. All autumn, when the fall came down, he growled at that. And that winter, when the snow came down, he started shouting, "This snow, this fog, this sunshine, this rain, bah! These four things that come down from my sky!" King Derwin? Bartholomew tried to calm him. "You've always had these same four things come down." "That's just the trouble," bellowed the king. "Every year, the same four things. I'm mighty tired of these old things. I want something new to come down." "Something new come down?" Bartholomew gasped. "That's impossible, Your Majesty. You just can't have it." "Boy, don't you dare tell me what I can or cannot have. Remember, Bartholomew, I am king." "I know, sire," said Bartholomew. "You rule all the land and you rule all the people, but even kings can't rule the sky." Here's the king and Bartholomew in the picture. "Can't, eh?" His Majesty flew into a terrible rage. "Well, maybe other kings can't do it, but maybe I'm the one king who can. You mark my words, Bartholomew Cubbins. I will have something new come down." But how to get something new to come down? That was rather hard to think up. And for many days, the old king stomped around, trying to figure out some way to do it. Then finally, Late one night, when all the lords and ladies of the palace were fast asleep, just as the king was buttoning his royal nightshirt, he suddenly stopped still. A strange, wild light began to shine in his gray-green eyes. "Why, of course!" he began laughing. "They can do it for me! Bartholomew Cummins, blow my secret whistle quick! Call my royal magician!" "Your magicians, your majesty?" Bartholomew shivered. "Oh, no, your majesty. Don't call them." "You hold your tongue, Bartholomew Cummins! You do as I command you. Blow my secret whistle." "Yes, sire." Bartholomew bowed. "But, your majesty, I still think you may be very sorry." He took the king's secret whistle from its secret hook. He blew a long, low blast down the king's back secret stairway. And a moment later, he heard them coming, up from their musty hole beneath the dungeon, up the empty midnight tunnel, to the royal bedchamber tower came the magicians, on their padded, shuffling feet. Up and right into the room they came chanting. "Shuffle, duffle, muzzle, muff, fista, wista, Mr. Cuff. We are men of groans and howls, mystic men who eat boiled owls. Tell us what you wish, O king. Our magic can do anything." "I wish," spoke the king, "to have you make something fall from my skies that no other kingdom has ever had before." "What can you do? What will you make?" There are the royal magicians. For a moment they stood thinking, blinking their creaky eyes. Then they spoke a word. One word. "Oobleck." "Oobleck?" asked the king. "What will it look like?" "Won't look like rain, won't look like snow, won't look like fog, that's all we know. We just can't tell you any more. We've never made Oobleck before." They bowed. They started toward the door. "We go now to our secret cave on Mystic Mountain Nicotave. There all night long we'll work for you, and you'll have Oobleck when we're through." "They'll do something crazy," whispered Bartholomew. "Call them back, your majesty. Stop them." "Stop them? Not for a ton of diamonds!" chuckled the king. "Ha ha! Why, I'll be the mightiest man that ever lived! Just think of it! Tomorrow I'm going to have Oobleck!" Here's the secret cave on Mystic Mountain Nicotine. Here's Bartholomew, Kingdom of Death. It took Bartholomew a long time to get the excited king to sleep that night. But there was no sleep for Bartholomew, the page boy. All night long he stood in the king's window, staring out at the Mystic Mountain Nicotine. Somewhere up there, Bartholomew knew, the magicians were working their terrible magic. magicians did. All night they walked circles round their magic fire, making magic mumbling with their clucking tongues. Oh, snow and rain are not enough. Oh, we must make some brand new stuff. So feed the fire with wet mouse hair. Burn an onion, burn a chair, burn a whisker from your chin, and burn a long, sour lizard skin. Burn yellow twigs, and burn red rust, and burn a stocking full of dust. Make magic smoke green thick and hot. It sure smells dreadful, does it not? That means the smoke is now just right. So quick before the day gets light. Go magic smoke, go high, go high. Go rise into the kingdom sky. Go make the Oobleck tumble down on every street in every town. Go make the wondrous Oobleck fall. Oh, bring down Oobleck on us all. Dawn was just breaking. That means the sun's just starting to rise. And Bartholomew was still standing, trembling, watching at the bedchamber window. But now, as the sun rose, Bartholomew smiled. Those silly magicians hadn't done a thing. Then suddenly, Bartholomew Cubbins stopped smiling. Was he seeing things? No, there was something strange up there in the sky. At first, it seemed like a little greenish cloud, just a wisp of greenish steam. But now it was coming lower, closer down toward the fields and farms and the houses of the sleeping little kingdom. It was swirling around the topmost turrets of the palace. Tiny little greenish specks were shimmering in the air right over his head. Queer little greenish blobs, just about the size of grape seeds. He stretched out his hand. He started to catch one. Then he pulled his hand back. There was something frightening about those blobs. Bartholomew slammed the window shut. Wake up! Wake up, Your Majesty! He shouted. Here, Oobleck! It's falling! Little greenish blobs of Oobleck. The king sprang out of his royal bed sheets. By my royal whiskers, it is! He cried. Oh, that beautiful Oobleck! And it's mine! Oh, mine! I don't like the look of those blobs, sire, said Bartholomew. They're coming down as big as greenish peanuts. The bigger, the better! Ha, ha, ha! Laughed the king. Oh, what a day! I'm going to make it a holiday. I want every man, woman, and child in my kingdom to go out and dance in my glorious Oobleck. Out in that stuff? Asked Bartholomew. Do you really think it's safe, sire? Stop asking foolish questions, snapped the king. Boy, you run to my royal bed tower. Wake up my royal bell ringer. Tell him to ring the great holiday bell. For a moment, Bartholomew Cubbins didn't move. Run! Barked the king. Bartholomew ran. Now we are going to continue the rest of the story in the part 2 video of Bartholomew and the Oobleck by Dr. Seuss. So stay tuned for part 2. As always, thank you for listening.